Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting to like doing these videos. I'm starting to like it. I get to talk to you guys a little bit more. I feel like the past couple months I've been very in my own head and just kind of like destroying all the bad habits I had and everything else. Like I was so locked in on destroying the old me, all this bullshit that was in my life, and honestly it was the best thing that ever happened to me. It was the best thing that ever happened to me, and I couldn't ask for a better way. It might have destroyed me, but it destroyed me in a good way because it eliminated all the bad habits that I had, and it helped me understand my purpose in life. You know, some people ask like, hey, why do you do the mentorship stuff? Why do you do this? If you know how to run a company, you know how to do that. Why don't you just focus on that? You know, the thing is, I had asked God. I had a conversation with God. And I was like, you know what? Guide me the right direction. Show me what's next. What is next with life? What's my purpose? And then for some reason, this played in my head, and it was about Jesus. Jesus was a teacher, the best teacher of all time. And he guided people towards the light. He guided people towards the light. The thing is, there's so many people in the dark side of the world that when people start going towards the light, they start realizing what life really is. And it opened up my eyes that what I wanted to do was help people. I wanted to bring value into people's life. I wanted to give people hope again. Because I was that kid. Because I was that man. When I was a kid, I didn't have hope. All odds stacked against me. From being abandoned when I was 12 years old, being left in Mexico when I was 4. You know, it all started when I was 4, being abandoned there in Mexico. Then when I was 12, being abandoned again. And it just became something that I didn't understand or quite see, because I was so caught up in other things where I didn't think about it. And when I finally took the time to look back and realize that I was always abandoned my whole life, and that's the reason why I had fear of, being abandoned, I started going towards it. I started facing everything. And I started realizing that I wanted to change everything within me and become another person. And it starts with understanding what your problems are, So when I became successful, everything became a lot easier. Life became a lot easier. And there wasn't a fucking thing where we were like, man, I can't afford that anymore. It wasn't even like that anymore. And the crazy thing is, before I became successful, I was with the mother of my kids, and I remember being stuck middle of the road with my daughter in the back seat and running out of gas. And I felt like a complete fucking failure. I felt like a failure. I felt like a failure and a piece of shit of a man. Because my purpose and my job was to provide and protect. And I couldn't provide or protect them because we were stuck in the middle of the road anyways. What if a car hit us? And it would hit me, and it would hit me in the side of the head because I knew I wanted to be somebody. I knew that I had the drive in me. I wanted it. I didn't want it for me. I wanted it for them. I wanted to provide the best life possible for my family. See, growing up when I was abandoned, I didn't have a family. Yeah, it was the family that I was born into. I didn't have a choice, right? But now I had a choice. I realized that I had a choice, and my choice was to create my own family. And when I finally got the opportunity, and God gave me the opportunity to create my own family, that I had my daughter and my son, and their mother, I finally had it. I finally had that opportunity. God had given me that opportunity, but mentally, from all that bullshit that I had been through in life, I didn't understand how to get to the success that I wanted to reach, how to be financially stable. I wasn't taught how to be responsible. I was always taught how to make money the easy way because that was the only way. That was the way that I was taught at the time, the easy way to make money. So understanding the difference between making money the easy way and the right way was very difficult for me at first. When I was 19 years old, 18 years old, it was difficult, and I didn't have no direction. I didn't have no mentors guiding me the right direction because nobody around me had fucking done it. Nobody around me had ever reached that level of success. All we knew was work a 9 to 5, and hopefully one day you'll have enough to buy a house and be in debt the rest of your life, and hopefully it's enough to at least pay the bills, and maybe we can afford maybe one vacation every 2 years or 3 years if possible. But you'll be in debt the rest of your life with a house. And that's all we knew. So, I don't know, it just drove me crazy because I wanted more for them, but I couldn't do it, and I couldn't do it, and it hit the point where I had all these false promises that I would make. I had all these false promises that I would make the mother of my kids, and I'm pretty sure she got fucking tired of the false promises. Of, man, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna be there, one day we're gonna have this, one day we're gonna have that, we're gonna have all of this stuff. And it wouldn't happen. And it took for me to lose that, for me and her to, go our own separate ways, which I still respect her and have the utmost respect towards her for being the mother of my kids. I'm raising a daughter, and I want her to be a phenomenal woman. So she has to have a phenomenal father figure and understand that I will always respect her mother. And that's the level that I want my daughter to understand, is that she will not be with a man that will not respect her. So I'm setting the standards for my daughter. Going back to that, when that happened, I remember being outside and just seeing my daughter walk behind me, and she went like this. And when she went like that, I was in fucking tears already from the whole situation. Because it felt tough that I knew what I wanted. I knew that I could do it. I just didn't know how. And now I'm bringing my kids and their mom back to her mom's house and telling them like, hey, I'm sorry I failed. I took your daughter from your home and now I have to bring them back. But anything that you need, I'm here, and hopefully I can do something. And when my daughter came outside and she saw me, I was teared up because I was frustrated because I wanted more and I knew I could do it. Just didn't know how. But that hug that she gave me literally gave me the blueprint. She went like this and gave me a really tight hug, the tightest hug I've ever had in my life, and it just completely changed everything. It was like God spoke through her, because it gave me the blueprint of what I needed to do. And the craziest thing, it was the most simple thing, and it was stop being afraid. I stopped being afraid and I started taking the chances. I started taking the risk. I started seeing life in a completely different way. I said, you know what, before I couldn't do this because I was always told like you have to go to a job and be responsible and show up on time, stop fucking up, stop losing these jobs because you're trying to do all these other things and pursuing these dreams, stop dreaming and live in reality. And then I stopped listening. And I said, fuck that. I've already lost everything anyways. Might as well fucking go for it. And I remember the mother of my kids telling me, well, you wanted everything. Now you lost this. Go after it. Become successful. Don't lose all of this and not make it worth it. And I did what I had to do. I remember going back to the apartment, and it was an empty apartment. It was empty. Probably, even though I've been abandoned because I was 4, and then when I was 12, I never felt so lonely in my life than that day. And I've been in jail as well when I was young, when I was about 12 all the way to about 17, in between, in and out. But I had never felt so fucking lonely in my life than when I got back to that apartment and I didn't have my children come up to me and give me a hug, when I couldn't hear them playing around, when I could no longer see their mother right here cooking and me telling her like, hey, why don't you pick this up? And just those little things were like, damn, it hit me. And I didn't turn shit on. I got on the fucking floor and I started doing push-ups. I started doing push-ups so much to where I couldn't feel my hands anymore and I couldn't even push anymore. And I was at the point of failure. But I did so many fucking push-ups that I couldn't feel anything anymore. I couldn't feel my hands. I couldn't even lift myself up no more. I'm on the fucking ground. And then I just start fucking punching the fuck out of the ground until my hands started bleeding. And I asked God why. I asked God why, and I would just not understand what was the purpose of this. But then I realized as time went by why. Because I stopped being afraid of taking the risk, and slowly I started becoming successful. I got into cutting hair and I started making more money. I finally got the car that I always wanted. I had this picture of this black Camaro in my phone. And I was like, man, one day I'm gonna have this. 4 months later, I had it. I went from a Chrysler 300 to a Camaro. Camaro SS, black, all black. I still remember. And that was just like, holy shit, it's possible. Not only am I paying my bills from cutting hair really gave me hope. Being a barber gave me hope. And, you know, being able to have that hope, I realized that it's possible for somebody like me to make it. And it changed my life. I went from having the Camaro to buying an Escalade to having a good apartment, from the apartment we had in a messed up area to having a good luxury apartment. My kids being able to have a nice, really nice pool where they could go to and have a nice swim. Now I had the Camaro and I had the Escalade, and we were having a pretty decent life, me and my children. And it finally gave me hope. Then I got introduced into sales and it was like, boom, big upgrade. Now we're in penthouse. Now we got the Porsche and Range Rover and car after car after car after car after car after car. You want this, you want that. Now Saturdays at the pool turn to weekends in California. Weekends in San Antonio, weekends in Florida, weekends over here, weekends over there, traveling. Being able to show them what I never had. Just seeing their smile made everything worth it. Made it all worth it. And when I had hit rock bottom, I was like, God. But I smiled. I smiled. And the reason why I smiled and I thanked God for it was because money is printed every single day. It's a piece of paper. I'm not going to harm anybody for money, okay? I'm not going to stress over money because it's a piece of paper. And you're telling me that I'm going to, harm somebody for some money? A piece of paper? That I'm going to do something for a piece of paper? I'm sorry, but I'm not. At the end of the day, I know my value. And if I've already done it once, I can do it again. Reason being is because what I did was not based off luck. It took years. From when I started cutting hair, from when I wanted to become better, from when I wanted to do something, from the moments that I got left in the middle of nowhere with my daughter in the backseat with no money at all. It took all of that to learn a skill, to master it. And you're telling me I'm going to stress over this? Nah. At the end of the day, you needed the money more than I did. And may God bless you. For me, I saw it as like, okay, I've already done it once. I can do it again, but better. Because now I know what not to do. Now I know how to do it properly without having to have all these mistakes. And the biggest blessing was being able to be alive, to keep fighting, to keep pushing. So when all that happened, it was tough. But I smiled and I thank God. Because I said, here goes the next big thing. See, without no pain, there is no power. You have to understand that. Without pain, there's no power. A lot of people see it the opposite way. They think, oh my God, it's going so bad for me and I'm going to lose everything and oh my God, and they don't fucking know how to handle it. On the other hand, for me, you got to think about it. They always ask me like, why do you take life so serious? I feel like the Joker right now. Why do you take life so serious? Well, because life never took me serious. So I had to take it serious. So I could show them who the fuck I was. And that I was somebody to take fucking serious. That's why. That is why I take life so serious. Because it never took me serious. Because as a kid, I never saw life taking me serious. I never saw my life going anywhere. And that's why I have to take it serious. That's why I take it so fucking serious. That's why I have that passion in my eyes, that energy, everything. Because I never had nothing. So I'm coming for everything. And it's a motherfucker to keep me down. It's hard to keep me down. Why? Because I'm going to get back up and fight again. I'm going to get back up and fight again. I'm going to get back up and fight again and again and again and again and again and again. Because I've been at my lowest point. And what? The only way from hitting rock bottom is one way, and that's up. So when that happened and I just got thrown in this fucked up situation, I realized like I'm alive and I could keep fighting and I could keep pushing and I'm gonna come back, and if I did it once, I could do it again because it was a skill. It was all those years of suffering that got me to where I am today, and then I mastered this skill and I'm gonna master it better and better and better. And boom. And I got back in the gym like crazy. The reason being is because I wanted to destroy all my old habits. From drinking to wasting time to throwing money on stupid shit to doing all this dumb shit that didn't get me anywhere. And understanding who my real friends were and who were not my friends. Everything was worth it. It was worth it. It was worth it. Completely worth it. And it's funny because I've already hit a certain milestone in my life where when people doubt me, I really don't care anymore. When people say, oh, you can't handle this or you might not be suited for this, like, I don't want to be a dickhead, so I don't say nothing. But at the end of the day, I'm like, man, if you only knew. I know where I'm heading, I know where I'm going, and I know my direction. So sometimes it's just best to be quiet because a lion doesn't have to prove he's a lion. You see him from a distance and you stay the fuck away because you know he's going to eat you alive. Sometimes you don't have to prove to people who you are. Just know who you are. God knows who you are. And stand on it. That's it. Stand on business and that's it. Understand who you are and understand your value. And if they don't see your value, that's fine. Let them walk away. Let them walk away. That's it. No need to stress about nobody. No need to stress about nothing. Keep it moving. Where I'm getting with this, guys, is that I hit a point in my life where I was going so hard. I'm at the gym every single fucking day. I'm doing it consistently. I'm doing the pull-ups every single day. Where you guys start seeing everybody start doing the pull-ups. You start seeing my students start doing the pull-ups. You start seeing everything every single day. These guys are doing it every day, day by day. I'm doing it every day, day by day. And some people are like, man, it gets hard after a while. And I was having a workout with some of my students the other day, and it gets to the point of failure where they're just pushing, right? Because you hit that point of failure. You hit that fucking point of failure where you're giving it your all. You're going hard, and you know you're going hard, and you're pushing, you're giving it all you got, but you just somehow, some way cannot push that fucking weight, but you're there, and you're pushing, and you're not giving up, you're not going to let it drop you. And then out of nowhere, I say, okay, up. And there goes the weight. Up. That is how God works. You reach that flow state where God knows you've given it your all. Where God knows you're not going to give up. He knows you're fighting. He knows you are fucking bringing it. And he says, I got you. Up. One. Again. Give it your all. Give it your all. Fucking give it everything you got. Can't go up. Up. Two. That is the level you guys need to understand. Is when you understand that level, it's like your mentality just completely changes. And you start seeing life way different. I don't quit. I don't give up. I show up every day. It's not about the money. It's not about this. It's about impacting other people, helping other people, and really teaching you guys everything I've ever learned, from my success to my failures, from, certain emotions that I've learned, and just anything that can help you guys understand and get a better, clear vision of life. And if you want to reach that level of success, you have to understand first you must become it. First you must become it. And I'm not talking about become one of those guys that just says they're going to manifest this whole shit and they don't do shit because they don't take action. See, the number one thing and the number one key is law of attraction, right? Okay, there's a word in attraction that people fucking miss. And it's action. Law of attraction. Action. Take fucking action. It's not going to happen just because you talk about it. Do something about it. Stop talking, start doing. Get to making something happen. But at the end of the day, guys, today is a wonderful day because we are here. Obviously, you guys are watching this video, so we're alive. We get another opportunity to conquer the world. Let's get after it. Let's get after it. I got a lot more content coming for you guys. Please drop down below in the comment section if you guys want to know more about business. If you guys want more motivational videos. If you guys are ready for the podcast videos to come back, you guys tell me. I'm just here to help you guys. Go to my Instagram. I got the Homeless to Wealthy channel. You guys are going to be able to see a lot of exclusive stuff on there as well. We also have the Conquer University launching very soon, helping businesses grow from zero to whatever limit you want, and then also helping brand new entrepreneurs find their path. Hey, I'm here to provide the most value possible. Sorry guys, I got stuck on my horse because I'm excited. Here is the time to go ahead and do what you need to do, like I said, and I'm just here to provide as much value as possible. All right, let's conquer the world, baby.